Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are back with our today's story, The Way You Look at It. On a sleepy afternoon, while the sun continued to shine, the clouds opened up and it started to rain. Sharan had fallen asleep after eating at least 15 puris for lunch. When he woke up, he saw a rainbow in the sky. There was a mild drizzle and the bright sunshine of the summer. In the sky was a bold, bright, clear rainbow. Sharan ran to Ajji's house and started calling out to his friends. Suma and Krishna were playing in the garden. Raghu and Divya were reading and Anand was sleeping. Sharan was so excited, he called out to each one, Ajja, Ajji, Suma, Krishna, Raghu, Anand, Divya, come, see this. Everyone rushed out to see what was up. The child gazed in amazement at the rainbow. Living in the city, none of them ever got to see such a vast expanse of the sky, unhindered by tall buildings. Ajja and Ajji were used to it and went back to their work. That evening, while having their milk, the children were talking about the rainbows. The colors of the rainbows are known as Vibgyor, said Raghu. A rainbow is called Indradhanush in Sanskrit, said Suma. It is known as Kamanabillu in Kannada, the bow of Lord Kamadeva, said Sharan's mother. In the olden days, if sun and rain came together, we used to say, it is the fox's wedding, and all of us have to go on the rainbow to reach the wedding, said Ajji. Ultimately, it is the same thing. 7 colors that appear in the sky when the sun's rays are reflected by the rainwater, said Ajja. It depends upon the way you look at it. Ajji nodded. The same thing appears different depending on the way you look at it. And today, I can tell you a story about that. Immediately, everyone turned their attention from the sky to Ajji. During one monsoon season, it rained and rained in Cheetpur, a little village by a mighty river. It rained so hard that the river swelled up. Huge waves lashed against the river banks and carried away trees, houses, and big chunks of earth. The villagers were really scared and prayed hard for the rains to stop. When finally the skies cleared, one by one people emerged from their homes. One of them was Raju. He walked down to the riverside. There he saw something that made him rub his eyes in disbelief. Why? A huge black rock had appeared there out of nowhere. And what was more, the rock looked exactly like a head of Ganesha, the god with the elephant head. Raju immediately prostrated himself in front of the rock. Ganesha not only heard our prayers and made the rains go away, he has come himself to protect us. Raju shouted to no one in particular. I must tell everyone about this. He yelled and ran back to the village to shape the news. Next came Chetan, the sculptor. He had spent so many days cooped up in the house waiting for the rains to stop. Now he was glad to be out in the open and was thinking of his next piece of work. Suddenly he caught sight of the new rock by the river. It was just the right color, worn smooth with age and river water. It was perfect for the scene he wanted to carve. Giving a whoop of joy, he ran home to gather his carving tools. Just as he turned the corner, the merchant came by on his horse. The animal was thirsty and he stopped there to have a drink of water from the river. He too spotted the stone. What a big stone, he remarked. and it is nice and smooth and flat. Let me sit for a while on it and rest." After enjoying a nice rest on the rock, the merchant decided he would tell his friends about it. They were traveling together and all of them would be thrilled to be able to sit there for some time by the river. He went off to find his friends. Just then, Ajit, a soldier, came on his horse. He got down and washed his face. While his horse was drinking water, he was looking around and the same stone caught his attention. He was surprised and said to himself, "What a huge stone on the riverbed! Maybe I should get it removed so that in an emergency it should not become a hindrance on the roads. Our army can march better if such obstacles are not there. I must inform the commander." Thinking so, he rushed back to his camp and talked to his commander. Later in the day, Bholu, the village washerman, appeared by the river with his big bundle of clothes. To his astonishment, he found a crowd right around his favorite washing spot. They were all arguing over a rock. Pushing his way into the crowd, Bholu spoke in a loud voice. "Hey, what do you think you all are doing?" Raju now burst out. "This rock is a sign from Lord Ganesha. I want to worship it." Chetan raised his voice even louder and said, No, this rock is going to be used for my next sculpture." The merchant shouted, "I have invited all my friends to rest on it. It is ours." Ajit was giving orders to his soldiers to remove the stone. Bholu now grinned and said, "But this rock has been here for years and years. Earlier, half of it was submerged in the mud. Now with the rains, the mud has got washed off and you are seeing more of it. The washermen of Cheetpur have been using this rock to do our washing for many years. There is nothing miraculous about it. Now, off with all of you. I have work to do." So saying, Bholu emptied his bundle of clothes and set to work. What could the others do? They had to go away grumbling quietly to themselves.